Hello, welcome. As we are now in the phase when we have the ability to give out communion both at Mass and at our Communion Rite, we wanted to have a little video tutorial about how to go to communion in this difficult time. But before that, I just wanted to do a real quick reflection on this whole idea of coming for communion in this time. And one of the things I've been reflecting on is that with all the restrictions about the need for spacing and the kind of time it takes to come to communion, one of the beautiful things is that there's more time to actually have with the Lord. You know, before the virus, when you would come up for communion, it was almost kind of like a conveyor belt. You know, the ushers are, fast, and you're kind of moving, and you receive the Eucharist and you consume it right away, and then you're always on the go, you're always on the move. And one of the things is, because we had so many people, but one of the beautiful things about this time is that everything has to kind of slow down. And so as as I go through this little video with you about how to receive communion in this time, to really have that as the focus, that, this is a moment to really take your time with the Lord in the Eucharist, to really recognize what and who you are receiving, and so to help you to receive the Lord in a worthy and a beautiful manner, but also to recognize that it can be a real moment of deep grace to see that kind of intentionality about what we do when we receive the Eucharist, and that you can take your time. It's okay. So what will happen is when the time for communion comes, whether you're in the church or outside, you will be called forward, and there are spaces marked in the center aisle of the church. They're blue squares. In the outside, they're blue lines, and they're spaced out, and we invite you to stay on those or near those spaces so that you can maintain that distance, and to come up, one by one until you come to the last one. And so in the church, there's a blue line that kind of marks where you will receive communion, and in the outside, there's also a blue line there. And so the priest or the minister will stand on one of these blue markers as well, or by the door outside. And so when you come up to receive, we ask you to stay right around here. You don't have to be exactly on it, but don't approach too close to the priest or the minister, because we need to maintain that distance. So either hold out your hands, or if you're going to receive on the tongue, you need to take off your mask. Now, you can take off your mask beforehand or wait. It's up to you. But the big thing is that when you receive the Eucharist in your hand, don't consume it right away, because the whole idea is we're trying to kind of help maintain that distance, but also to give you that time to consume the Lord. And so one of the things we just remember to make sure is when you receive the Eucharist in your hand, that you move off to the other marker. So in all the cases, there will be another marker, whether it's on the sides. Outside, there's a blue box that you will see. And that's really where we're asking you to receive the Eucharist. That it's a time to kind of move off to the side so that you can have that time to receive the Eucharist. And one of the things that you will notice is that the priest or the minister will wait to give the next person communion until you have moved off that marker. And so when you come up to the blue line, don't worry, you're not doing something wrong if the priest waits, if he doesn't give you the Eucharist right away. But as I said, that beautiful moment, you have to kind of prepare yourself to receive the Eucharist. Don't worry, it's okay, if it takes a little bit more time. And to really remember what you're doing right there, that you have this beautiful time of encounter with the Lord, to see Him there. And that when you receive the Eucharist, you don't just simply consume the host right away, but you have that time to go to the other spot and then receive the Lord there. And that it's okay to take your time. But if you do it in the right way, if everyone kind of understands what they're doing, that it won't take very much time at all. and that we'll be able to maintain that appropriate distance to protect everyone's health and safety, and at the same time, hopefully, give you a chance to have that beautiful personal encounter with the Lord, to kind of slow down and recognize who you are receiving in that moment. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Remember, after you receive communion, to put your mask back on. So again, when you come up to the line, put your hand out or receive on the tongue, either standing or kneeling, it's fine, either way. And then move off to the side if you're receiving in the hand before you consume the host. And the other thing that I will mention is that there's a table by where the minister is with a corporal on it, the white square cloth, and a container of hand sanitizer, so that if he comes in contact with a person inadvertently while giving communion, he will stop and actually sanitize his hands again to protect the rest of the people who are receiving Holy Communion. So hopefully that helps. May God bless you and keep you. It's a joy to be able to have public Mass again, and as we celebrate the Feast of Corpus Christi this weekend, to remember how beautiful and how great God is, and that He comes to us in this powerful and grace-filled way in the most Holy Eucharist, and to always remember, recognize, and take delight in that great gift of His love. God bless.